everyone, it's Evangeline right here at eTrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Malone AirFlow2 roof rack system right here on our 2021 Subaru Forester. So you have your Forester Sport and you're ready for adventure. You might want to be carrying around kayaks or bikes or cargo boxes or roof baskets. What you need first is a roof rack system. So what I have here is the Malone AirFlow2. This is probably going to be the most cost-effective roof rack that you can get here at eTrailer. So not as pricey as our more premium models. Now we do have more premium features with those roof racks, but here you still get an aerodynamic bar, you get a T-track system, and you get integrated locks at almost a quarter of the price. So we're going to take a look at some of the features of the Malone AirFlow2 just to see if it's the right fit for you, the cargo you're carrying, and your Subaru Forester. So we have two types of people that like roof rack systems. One is going to be your long-term campers. They're the people who want to carry rooftop tents. They keep their roof rack on their vehicle basically year-round. If you're that type of person, this probably might not be the roof rack for you. But if you're someone who can't really commit to a roof rack system and just want something quick and easy, and then you can store it in your garage when you're not using it, you might be really interested in this one. It's very lightweight and it's easy to put onto your vehicle, and everything's included. You have integrated tools, you have a lock. Later, I'll show you through the process of putting this onto your raised rails, but for right now, we're gonna focus on the features. So what's the difference between an aftermarket roof rack like this and the factory roof rack you get with your Forester? Well, there's a lot of differences, but the main ones is gonna be this one actually has overhang, so this gives you more bar space compared to your factory roof rack, and then you get other features like those T-slots, and you have more height clearance. So for measuring for overhang, what I do is I measure from the end of the tower to right before the end cap, and that sits at 6 inches of overhang. This could be different depending on where you install it, but that should give you a brief idea of what you can put on top of it. Some kayak carriers and some accessories require a certain amount of overhang to give you a load assist function, and that's what this is for. Now let's talk about roof clearances, especially if you have a glass window or glass roof, which is what we have here. So for the height, it's going to be from the top of the roof to the bottom of the crossbar, about 4¼ inches. So if you have accessories that use clamps that go around your crossbars, that's where that's going to come in handy. 4 inches is plenty of clearance for that though. Still something to keep in mind if you have U-bolts or wing nuts that you have to deal with. Now, the height this adds to the top of a roof is going to be about 5 3/8 inches, and that's going to be where your cargo and accessories are going to sit. So if you're carrying a ladder, that's how high above your car that the ladder is going to sit. If you have skis with extra large bindings, you want to be mindful of that measurement as well. Now let's talk about two other things. One is gonna be what are T-slots, and the second is gonna be what's a crossbar spread. So if you have raised rails like these, crossbar spread is really easy. Some accessories require a certain distance apart for their clamps, and then you get to adjust accordingly. So what I have here is about 28 inches apart, but you could go even further than that. I would like to say you can get about 41 inches maximum crossbar spread with your Subaru Forester. Now, let's take a look at these bars themselves. So these are the AirFlow2 bars. They are your more modern aerodynamic bars because they allow wind to go over the crossbar and then slide away. Compared to the traditional crossbars, those were round bars, those were square bars. They had a lot of wind drag and wind noise. You could hear them going down the highway. This is going to help reduce that wind drag and wind noise, not as much as your more premium models, but still much better than the traditional ones. Now let's take a look at that T-track system. At the end of your crossbar, you're going to have an end cap, and that's this thing right over here. So these can actually just pop off of your crossbar, and then of course they add the end to your crossbar. But if you pop the middle portion down, that gives you access to your T-track system. So if you push down on the rubber weather stripping on the inside, you'll be able to mount your T-Track accessories right over here. This is going to be helpful if you want to utilize your overhang, because rather than clamps that go around your crossbar, they just sit on top of your crossbar, allowing you to use your crossbar length to the maximum effect. So this roof rack has a weight capacity of 165 pounds. Now, from personal experience though with working with this roof rack, if you are going to weigh it up that much, I highly recommend distributing that weight, just because a lot of weight in one area could possibly cause it to bend a little bit from what I've noticed. So it's really good that you have a good amount of weight capacity, but definitely utilize all of that crossbar space just to give yourself the best chance. Now let's talk about the towers. So these are going to be your foot packs, your clamps, your towers, whatever you want to call it. They go around your raised rails and secure your crossbars to your vehicle. So you have a lightweight tower here. We have integrated locks. What the locks do is that they prevent people from taking the system itself. Once this goes in, now it will not prevent people from accessing your T-Tracks or your crossbars though. So that's something to keep in mind. If you do have something mounted to the top, you might want to make sure those have integrated locks too, if you want everything secured. But the towers go around your rails, and then they have a rubber mount just to make sure that it conforms around the shape of your rails and provides a little extra grip and helps prevent scuffs and scratches. While everything you need is included with your roof rack, you get your keys, you get the included tools. What I also recommend adding to this system is the Moki doorstep. So I use this, I've been using this all throughout our video. This gives me a little extra height, a little extra traction, making it easier for me to install things. And if you want to put a roof box on top and you need to strap your cargo down, this will help a lot with that. Now, the install process is very simple. So notice how it's tapered towards the end. You're going to want the tapered portion facing the back of your vehicle, and then you're going to want the taller portion facing the front of your vehicle. Once you figure that out, you're then ready to put it onto your raised rails. So this is just going to sit on your raised rails. They should be open by now. I actually already installed the first crossbar so that we can install the second crossbar together. So if you want to have different crossbar spreads, you're going to have to take some measurements. I have our front crossbar fixed, so we're going to measure from that. I want a crossbar spread of about 27 inches. So that's going to measure from the center of one crossbar to the center of another. So this is actually at 28, which I still think is a pretty good number. So now we're going to tighten it down. Oh, we also have to make sure we have it evenly distributed. So that's going to be the overhang. Just make sure that you have the same amount of overhang on each side, and then you can tighten it down. So one of these is going to have the included tool to tighten it down. So if you unlock the tower, you'll be able to pop this out, and there it is. So you're going to use that tool to tighten down that bolt on the inside. It really is just a hex bolt. So if you have your own hex tool at home, you could use those too. As nice as it is to have your integrated tool, one thing I don't like about it is they're just a little bit too big, so they hit the crossbar on the way around. So I just use a longer hex tool, and that just makes it easier. Just an extra tip for you. So this doesn't have a torque tool like our more premium roof racks, so you're just gonna have to tighten down until it feels right. But once it's tightened down and you've double checked all 4 towers and they all look good and sturdy, don't forget to pop that lock back in through that hole and then secure it with your key. And once all 4 towers are locked down, then that's it for the install. Super quick, super easy. You're not ready to hit the road. So my personal thoughts about this roof rack is, if you just want something quick, something easy to do, something that still technically checks off all the boxes, which is going to be your aerodynamic design, your T-Track channel compatibility, and integrated locks, this is what I would go for. If you're looking for something a bit more long-term though, with a bit more weight capacity and a bit more durability, I would recommend taking a look at the Rhino-Rack roof rack system for raised rails. I think that's probably the quickest one to put on from all of our roof rack options here at eTrailer. So hopefully this video helped you out with looking through the different pros, the different cons of this roof rack system, and helped you decide on what's the right fit for you and your adventure and your 2021 Subaru Forester. This was a look at the Malone AirFlow2 roof rack system. Hope this helped you out. And that was a look here at our Malone AirFlow2 roof rack for raised rails right here on our 2021 Subaru Forester.